Hey everybody, Ben here from the Bonehead podcast, and welcome to Star Player Spotlight. We are looking at all of the star players available in the Blood Bowl 2020 game. So we've done all the star players in the Blood Bowl 2020 rulebook. Spike 11 has landed, and in it are 3 necromantic star players that can be used by a few different teams. Today we are going to be looking at Bryce the Slice Cambuel. So first things first, who can Bryce the Slice play for? So he is a Sylvania Spotlight player, which means undead teams. So Necromantic and Undead are 2 of the official teams from the Blood Bowl 2020 rulebook that have the Sylvanian Spotlight special rule. Games Workshop have also dropped the Teams of Legend PDF, and in that, Tomb Kings and Vampires are also able to use Bryce the Slice. So it's good that the Undead teams are being expanded and that their star player base is as well. So let's look at just what you get for your money. So Bryce the Slice is 130k. So he's available for those teams. The other star player with the chainsaw at the moment is Helmet Wolf. And Helmet Wolf is 140,000 and he's available for every team in the game. So the teams with the Sylvanian Spotlight now have access to a dual chainsaw build if they want it. It's going to cost them 270k, but if you really want double chainsaw action, you can. It does, however, mean that you've got 10k less needed to get that chainsaw onto your roster. Now 10k in a tournament environment can be really important, and also in an inducement environment for League. Sometimes you're going to hit 130 and you're going to wish you had that extra 10k to take a chainsaw because you think it's going to make a difference. So having the second option is pretty useful. So Bryce the Slice is movement 5, strength 3, agility 4+, passing dash, armor 9+. So pretty much what you would expect. Skills and traits, we've got chainsaw, no surprise, loner 4+, regeneration, secret weapon, stand firm, and thick skull. Regeneration isn't really going to come into play that often unless you are also packing some bribes, because basically when he's gone, unless you've argued the cool, for example, and having regen at that point is going to be really useful. Thick Skull, however, is going to be really useful when it comes to chainsaw players. So if he goes down, obviously you've got the +3 to his armor roll. That Thick Skull is going to keep him on the pitch. So half the knockout results are now just going to count as stunned. And that's going to mean that you get more bang for your buck when it comes to using your star player, especially when you've got that secret weapon element to really manage, because you're going to have to manage his time on the pitch, make the most of it, and that Thick Skull is going to buy you really the rest of the drive. So that's also going to be really useful. He's got a special rule. So the special rule is Ghostly Flames. Once per half, when Bryce makes a chainsaw attack, as part of a blitz action, he may add +4 to the armor roll against an opponent rather than +3. Okay, so this doesn't work on fouls. Chainsaws are often best used to sweep in and mop up, basically. And on all those rosters, you've got strength 4 or strength 5 players who are going to be knocking stuff down. You've got mummies on undead, you've got the golems on necro, you've got tomb guardians on Khemri, and you've got the vampires themselves. So you're going to end up with opponents on the ground. This is going to cost you your blitz action, but if you do it, you get +4 instead of +3. So that means you are rolling or you could break armor with 1 dice when you're adding +4 for most people. So you've got to roll for kickback. There's always that risk, but once per game, having +4 to run in and take down a person is just gonna be amazing, and that's kind of free rolled. I just think that's going to be super useful if you were in the market to chainsaw somebody. Then yeah, once per game being able to blitz and add +4 instead, you have to use it, but it's going to be really massively useful. So Games Workshop don't have a miniature for Bryce the Slice just yet. Now we're down to just a few star players that are missing miniatures. We've got these 3 here. We've got Gretchen, we've got Rumblo Sheepskin, and we've got Skrull Half Height, all waiting miniatures. Skrull, we think we've seen a spoiler of his hand shown on the Games Workshop website. So it looks like we could be getting these star player miniatures very soon, which is great because I love the design of this guy. It's really cool. But if you don't want to wait for Games Workshop, let's have a look at a couple of miniatures that you have got available if you want to run him now. And first up, we're going to go with Punga. So the reason we're going to go with Punga is because they've just finished their Kickstarter. That's not true. They finished their Kickstarter a little while ago. But it is expected to start shipping in January and February. So really, within the next couple of months, Punga will have this really cool miniature out. Now, it is designed as a flaming skull-headed chainsaw player. And you've got the option of weapons on there as well. So this is the Skeleton Star player from Punga. The very cool thing about Punga is that they are doing a 3D printed Patreon at the moment, so you can get STL files. So it may be that when this guy lands, you or a buddy could print the star player straight off the bat. But if you don't want to wait for Punga to release their miniature, or you maybe you've already backed it and don't want to wait for it, you can go to Willy Miniatures and get a brilliant stand-in miniature right now. So I can't remember how much this is. Skeleton Star player with chainsaw. That's a creative naming. €9.95. So €10 plus postage will get you this star player. Going to be cheaper than Forge World, and it will do the job. The other thing you could do is just get a skeleton, add a chainsaw, and do some conversion. It's going to be great fun, whatever you want to do. All you really need is an undead chainsaw. The only time it's going to get complicated is if you're running Helmet and Bryce. Then you need to make sure the guys are there's differentiation between them. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter, as long as a dude's got a chainsaw. So, talking of dudes with chainsaws, I think it's only fair that we compare Bryce the Slice to Helmet Wolf, because obviously they are in exactly the same price bracket, and they are doing exactly the same job. So, Bryce the Slice, 130k, movement 5, 3, 4+, 9+. Helmet Wolf, 6, 3, 3+, 9+. So, Helmet is 1 square faster and has 1 better agility. Agility is not going to come in to action too much. A 4+ dodge with loner versus a 3+ dodge with loner, it's going to go wrong. It doesn't really matter. You don't want to be doing too much dodging. But it's going to give you that little extra move to get exactly where he needs to be. Now, Bryce's special skill here of adding +4 to a blitz is pretty sweet, whereas Helmet Wolf has the old pro skill. Once per game, the Helmet may use his pro skill to reroll a single dice rolled as part of an armor roll. He's also got pro, which works on a 3+, so it means that his kickback is going to be more reliable. So for 10k, you drop an agility, you drop a move, you gain thick skull, which is going to be useful, and you gain a once per game +4. Now, it's once per half, okay? Which, again, doesn't really matter unless you've got bribes. This really means that you have a choice. If you've got 140k, you've got a choice of 2 chainsaws. It depends whether you want more movement and pro, or that ability there of +4. If you're going to try and get multiple drives and multiple halves, that seems beneficial. Otherwise, I think Helmet might have the edge. Regardless, when Games Workshop drops this miniature, I think it's going to be absolutely sweet, and we're all going to pick it up anyway. We know that. Anyway, that is going to wrap it up for Bryce the Slice, and let me know in the comments what you think, because I'm intrigued. It's going to be real close between him and Helmet Wolf, I think. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I will see you again soon. See you later.